Hello, everybody. I hope you're well and having a great time this week. The topic for today's video is persistence. Persistence is a strongly blazing fire in a rainy thunderstorm. It is a square peg among rounds of defeats. It is the black sheep kid of a working class family who aims to beat Elon Musk's empire. It is that five failed startup entrepreneur who lives, dreams, breathes, and lives hustle and is at his sixth startup, which now is going to make millions. Persistence is that stubbornness that makes you do things right and chase your dreams and goals. Persistence is Leonidas marching alone against Xerxes' army and pulling out arrows from his chest, standing tall and planning his next battle. Persistence differentiates the losers from the winners. It fans the fire of ambition and shoves us back into the game after each fall. It implies never giving up. I will narrate a short story about a celebrated writer who failed a million times before he got his first work published. The struggling writer wanted to be a celebrated author. But for decades, his work was rejected by almost every magazine, newspaper, journal, agent, and publisher that he submitted to. His magnificent work was deemed horrible, crude, disgusting, depraved, and as the stacks of rejection slips piled up, the weight of his failure pushed him into an alcohol fueled depression. He had a day job at a post office as a letter filer. He got paid shit money and spent most of it on booze. He gambled away the rest at the racetrack. At night, he would drink alone and hammer out poetry on his beat up old typewriter. Often he would wake up on the floor, having passed out the night before, writing. Rinse repeat for 30 years. Writing, alcohol, more writing, struggle, poetry, continuance. And then, when he was 50, after a lifetime of supposed failure, self-loathing, and an editor at a small independent publishing house took interest in him. The writer realized that this was the only chance he had gotten in years and decided to seize it. Upon signing the contract, he wrote his first novel. It was simply titled Post Office, and it was dedicated to nobody. He published 6 novels, hundreds of poems, and 2 million copies of his works were sold. His name was none other than Charles Bukowski. His popularity defied everybody's expectations, particularly his own. His life embodies the dream. A man fights for what he wants, never gives up, and eventually achieves his wildest dreams. He never gave up. He never stopped trying. He always believed in himself. He persisted against all odds and made something of himself. He is a stellar example to emulate. Thank you so much for listening. Stay tuned for more videos in the next days.